I'm speaking to you from outside the Rehabilitation Center of the Greater Pittsburgh Guild for the Blind, and I'd like for you to meet the director, Mr. William Gallagher. We're going to give a demonstration in travel training here, and first of all, maybe we could say again who you train.
We work with adults who have become blind. We take in 12 trainees for 16 weeks for rehabilitation.
Have some of your staff here. Maybe you could introduce
Mr. Stewart, Miss Ball, one of our peripathologists, and Mr. Joseph Fay, one of our mobility instructors. Mr. Stewart.
Peripathologist, Martha, what's that?
Well, a peripathologist is a person who works with blind persons to develop their remaining senses.
Mm-hmm. And I think, Joe, you're going to demonstrate something here, the right and wrong way of doing something, aren't you?
That's right, the right way to lead a blind person and the way that a sighted person normally takes them, and we want to show you the difference of the two.
You go ahead and do that, and we'll, Martha, maybe you can tell us what we're doing. First, who is he with here?
This is Miss Rosemary Kinsley from Ohio. She's one of the trainees here at the center now.
Oh, he just takes her arm, is this?
That's right. Mr. Fay has come up to Rosemary and grabbed her arm and started walking with her, and Rosemary has been trained to take the person's arm who's trying to help her, rather than be pushed ahead out in front.
Now she's going to show how to use the long cane. Joe, maybe you could tell us what she's doing in technique there.
Well, you'll notice that she has a two-step reaction time with that cane out in front of her, and she's sweeping from the left to the right, and as soon as she picks up an obstacle, she'll automatically stop and get her point to where...
she's heading right for the car. Well, that's what the cane does, isn't it?
That's right.
It shows what she was, the obstacle she was against.
Actually, she can feel that bush that she just hit there, and now she's coming back to us, and you'll notice the sweep of the cane, that she has coverage on both sides of her shoulder, and it's not the tap of the cane, but it's the touch of the cane that she picks up that which she's walking on. Her arm now is still, and her wrist is pivoting, and it's just a pivot of the wrist of the arm in the middle of her body.
And she found the step and went right, she knew where she was.
Well, she has a cue right here, a fan at the end of the building, and she was walking to that fan, and she was able to come back right to the point where she started off from.
Mr. Gallagher, you travel alone, don't you, when you go?
Yes, I do. I have been trained to travel and use the Dr. Hoover cane, the same cane that Miss Kinsley is using at the present time.
Maybe I can borrow one of those canes over there for just a minute, and we can show straight onto the camera how you use that cane. This, with the help of other people, helps you to travel without a dog, as some blind people do.
Yes. The cane is one method of using to assist a blind person in travel.
Would you show us with this cane, just the sweep? We couldn't see it right straight toward the camera a minute ago. Just show about the width that you give.
It's clean from the right shoulder over to the left. Do you want me to walk a couple of steps?
No, just show the swing, that's all. And you keep it fairly close to the ground, don't you?
Yes, I do. About a half an inch off the ground so that it would clear both sides and pick up any obstacle that would be in front of me.
Well, how do you know about direction that you're going?
Well, we train our remaining senses so that when we're walking down the street, maybe the sun might give us an indication of direction, or possibly wind coming from down the street, or a door closing, or other things that may be good as far as a good clue to assist the person in travel. Now, one of the things that must happen with a blinded person, that he must feel comfortable traveling. He must not be tense. He must be aware of his surroundings so that with his other senses may pick up good clues for surroundings.
You can't do much daydreaming when you're going along the street, can you?
No, not too much, right. No.
And traffic, I guess, gives you good direction,
yes, it does,
too.
yes. Traffic helps you with traffic lights and knowing the direction of the automobiles. And also in crossing a street, many times people are standing on the curb, and by the sound of the person stepping down into the street will help you as far as going across the street.
Well, Joe, let me ask you one question. You tell me a little bit more. What did you do wrong there with the girl? You grabbed her arm?
Yes, and I pushed her out in front of me, and actually, who's leading who in a case like that? And you'll notice that she grabbed a hold of my arm, and I was out in front of her. She has confidence in me, and then I'm out in front of her, and she can travel behind me.
In your training, then, do you train them if somebody grabs them wrong to just say, may I take your arm or something like that?
That's right, we do. We have them ask the person to take, may I take your arm, and they automatically switch the arm from the person holding them to them holding the
And that's what she did right
right
off. When you grabbed her arm, she just switched over.
That's
and took
correct.
your arm. Well, thank you very much. This has been very interesting here. That's all the time that we have from here at the Rehabilitation Center.